So good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Olive and Saban. So this is the session on Berkeley Business Academy for Youth. And joining us for this session, we have Olive Davis, who is the director of the Berkeley Business Academy for Youth at the Haas School of Business of the UC Berkeley. So Olive, it's a pleasure to have you here today. And we are looking forward to learning about the BBAY, as it is popularly called. Over to you.
Thank you, Devesh. And it's a pleasure to be here today also. I want to just thank everyone for joining us this morning and taking your time to learn about the Berkeley Business Academy for Youth program. It's a wonderful program, and I hope that as Savan and I go through the PowerPoint presentation that you will learn a lot and feel free to ask us any questions that you have about the program and hopefully send your students. I'm going to pass it on to Savan, who will start the opening for the presentation.
Yes, hello everyone. As Olive said, my name is Savan Bardell. I'm the program manager for BBAY. Not with us today is Peter Malloy, who is the faculty director at BBAY. He's also a lecturer at Haas. And this is our staff here. And I'm going to turn it back to Olive to go over the agenda that we have for you all today.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the BBAY team, which we just introduced, and I didn't properly introduce myself, but my name is Olive Davis, and I am not only the director, but the founder of the Berkeley Business Academy for Youth program. I'm also a graduate of the Berkeley Haas School of Business at the University of California, Berkeley, and I'm really excited to share this with you. So today we're just going to go through some general overviews, and we'll talk about the three programs that we currently have and the one that we have coming or in the works. And then we'll give you a sample structure of the program, the application process that you can share with your students, and qualifications and responsibilities. And then we'll open it up in the last 10 minutes for questions and answers.
Awesome. Okay, so just to give everyone some background about where BBAY comes from and what we do at Haas. So BBAY is a part of an institute at Haas called IBSI, or the Institute of Business and Social Impact. It is run by Professor Paul Gertler, who's the faculty director. It is also run by Kathy Garza, who is the executive director. So the institute leverages Haas faculty to research and develop courses that promote sustainability and, like it says, social impact. So it houses many different departments like EGAL, the Center for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Berkeley Haas Blockchain Initiative, the SIFE Initiative, and then pre-college programs like Boost, which is our brother program, and then BBAY, Berkeley Business Academy for Youth, which is what we are part of. So to give a quick overview of who BBAY is and what we do, so we have a couple of different programs. So for 2 weeks every summer, BBAY hosts middle school and high school entrepreneurship sessions at Berkeley Haas for, like I said, both middle school and high school students across the globe since 2009. Students receive instruction in leadership, they receive fundamentals in business, they have hard skills like Lean Launchpad, entrepreneurship, and then softer skills like presentation skills and teamwork. Students work in teams to develop a business plan written or using the Lean Launchpad model, and then they enter those business plans into competitions against the other teams within the BBAY program in a showcase that displays all of their hard work that they've done over the last 2 weeks. BBAY also hosts a completely virtual after-school program, which is what we are currently getting ready to launch, which lasts for about 12 weeks after school for an hour twice a week, depending on the cohort that you're in. So to give an idea of BBAY's vision and our mission that we hope to achieve by hosting these programs, so like I said, we want to introduce students to the fundamentals of business, and we want to raise funds to support initiatives and different programs within Berkeley Haas. Our objective is for students to apply the concepts that they learn, whether it be the hard skills or the soft skills, and their academic skills that they will also receive to create a final deliverable within the program showcase. And we hope that they take away all of their new strengths that they've learned and apply them to whatever they do after BBAY, whether it be developing the idea that they received during the program, turning that into a full-fledged business. We have students who are still working on the businesses that they developed within our programs. And hopefully they have the confidence to go out into the world and then execute their visions the way they see fit with the skills that BBAY has given them. So just to give an idea of what some of the programs look like. So this one is our middle school after school program. This is our first fully virtual spring program. BBAY After School was erected last year during the pandemic as a way to adapt to the changing climate, especially in the new virtual world that COVID has thrust us all into. So we host it for 6th to 8th grade students. It's 10 weeks and they have 16 one-hour sessions after school, which is usually around 3:30 to 4:30, either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, depending on which cohort fits better into the student schedules. The curriculum is based upon the Lean Launchpad model. We also use Canvas in congruence to help students keep track and to stay within the curricula. Students learn business knowledge in teams, which is also really crucial to entrepreneurship, to develop a product or service they identify in response to COVID-19 specifically. They have TA chats, which are led by Berkeley Haas students. We have industry guest speakers. We have faculty guest speakers who actually teach at Berkeley Haas. And then in week 10, they do a showcase, which they present their business idea using the Lean Launchpad model that they developed within those 10 weeks with their team. And then they earn a UC Berkeley degree, not a degree, that would be amazing, but they earn a UC Berkeley Haas Business Academy certificate, which shows that they've participated in our program and they have successfully completed it. So the application progress isn't as rigorous as some, which makes it easier for middle schoolers to apply to and be more enthusiastic about. So it's for rising 6th to 8th grade students globally and internationally. We have a prompt that they have to respond to, which centers around COVID-19 and how they've dealt with it and what they can identify as an opportunity within business. There's no previous business experience required. We understand that they are middle school students, but they do have to have good written and communication skills and be able to answer questions within the prompt. They have to have the ability to work with diverse students. Like I mentioned, we do have applicants from all over the world, which is something that is very appealing about BBAY. So they have to be able to quickly adapt to different environments or to different people in which they might not be used to generally. And students are accepted on a rolling basis. So it is important to get your applications in early because if the cohorts fill up, then there will be no more spots. So the later you wait, the less chance you will have at receiving admission. So that is our middle school program for after school, but we do also have a middle school summer program. So we host 40 7th to 9th grade students. It's 2 weeks in the summer, just like our high school entrepreneurship, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do have two options. They can either be commuters or they can have a residential option in which they live in the Berkeley dorms for 2 weeks. Curriculum is a business plan. Students will apply, learn business topics, knowledge, and develop an individual product or service. There will be TA chats hosted by Berkeley students, faculty and industry guest speakers. We do have Haas professors, entrepreneurs who started their own business for many years come and speak to the kids so they get a real life experience and example of what they could accomplish by pursuing their interest in business. There's a showcase at the end that we culminate with. It's the same as middle school after school where they compete their business ideas against other teams. We have lecturers come and judge, and then we award a first, second, and third place winner. And then they also earn a UC Berkeley Haas Business Academy certificate. Okay, so to give an example of a summer program structure, so in the morning there's check-in and we do have outdoor activities, so they're not stuck in a classroom all day. We know how tiring that can be, but we do want it to be more of a college experience. They are in classrooms receiving real lectures from real Haas professors. There are 2 15-minute breaks just to give them a break from being inside. They have 1 hour lunch. There's team time, which is when they break off from the main group and go within their teams to work on their business ideas. And then the showcase presentation, which is always the last Friday of the program. Okay, and then the application process for middle school summer is a bit more rigorous than it is for middle school after school. So it's for rising 9th for rising 7th to 9th grade students globally. There's an essay. The prompt is on our website. It's not centered around COVID-19, but is a more general overview of business and what their interests are and where they see themselves going with that interest. We require one teacher recommendation, and that differs from our high school entrepreneurship, which Olive will get into a little bit later. Again, no experience in business is required, but they do need to have good written communication and answer skills, and they need to be able to answer the prompt very directly and fully. And just like middle school, after school, they do need to have the ability to adapt and work with diverse students and staff. We do have people coming from all over the globe. House professors vary in diversity and background, so they will have to quickly have those skills to adapt to whatever environment they're being thrust into. And again, students are accepted on a rolling basis, so the earlier you apply, the better chance you have at getting in. I'll turn it over to Olive to go over the high school entrepreneurship session.
Thanks, Yvonne. So are there any questions at this stage of the presentation? All right, then I will jump right into the high school summer entrepreneurship program. This program is a face-to-face program, although in 2021 we did run it online because of COVID, but it is designed to be a face-to-face program, and we're hoping that in 2022 we will resume face-to-face. And we take 100 students from across the globe who participate. Normally we get roughly over 1,000 applications for these spots, these 100 spots. All of the instructions are done by the faculty at Haas, and there are 2 cohorts. So there's a cohort that runs the first part of the summer and a cohort that runs the second part of the summer, and 50 students are in each cohort. The curriculum is designed around business, around the things that are taught to the undergrads at UC Berkeley. So they will get entrepreneurship, they will receive accounting, finance, marketing, game theory, all of those subjects, and then they will take those subjects and put it together as a team of 5 students each to explain a theory that they have come up with and a business idea that they're planning on establishing in the showcase. For the high school program, all students are required to reside in the residential hall. And on Saturdays and Sundays, we take them around the Bay Area to explore San Francisco. We have them explore the university, Stanford, different universities that are in our area, Silicon Valley, and so on. Next slide, Savon. The structure of the high school session is a lot different than the structure of the middle school session, where middle schoolers come in and they have an activity in the beginning to warm up and get themselves prepared. High schoolers get the real college experience. So they leave the dorms, they go to have breakfast, and they come straight to class at 9 a.m. and class begins at 9 a.m. So we run the program as if they're an undergraduate student learning how Berkeley is actually running their Haas program. They get 2 15-minute breaks and a lunch. During lunchtime, they're capable and able to go and visit around Berkeley. They don't have to go to the canteen to eat. They can go to any restaurant in the Berkeley area. We require that they stay together as a team, meaning that no one person goes anywhere. I'm sure, as you're aware, around college campuses, sometimes it can be dangerous. So we make sure that the students are at least paired off with each other. Team time is something that happens where we have undergraduate and PhD students assisting the students to bridge the gap between what's being taught by the faculty and what they're learning, and how they would apply their learned skills to the ultimate deliverable at the end. Then we do a showcase the last Friday of the program. That showcase is a competition showcase, so they're competing against each other, and they're given a certificate of completion at the end. Next slide, Savon. The high school summer entrepreneurship is for rising 10th through 12th grade students. That means a student that has not completed 1 year of high school is not eligible for the program. They must have completed a minimum of 1 year of high school. There's an essay prompt that is very, very detailed. That essay prompt has 3 to 4 parts in the prompt. So we require that all the students respond to all 3 to 4 prompts. Everything that's designed in the high school essay is very similar to the application process to attend Berkeley. So if you're missing an answer to a part of the prompt, then it's viewed as if you're not detailed oriented. So we want to make sure that you tell your students that when they're looking at the prompt, that they're paying attention to all pieces of the prompt. Sometimes what we find is that students will want to tell us how wonderful they are and all of the things that they've accomplished. And we do want to hear that. But if it's not answering the questions, then we don't accept that student. There's also a word limit for the prompts, so that they must stay within the word limit. If they go outside of the limit, then the application is not acceptable also. No experience is needed, and they must have excellent written and communication skills. And part of the reason for that is they're working in teams. And as we know, working in teams can sometimes become very challenging depending who you're working with. And the students, usually when we put them in teams, they're in teams with people across the world, across the globe, so they can see different experiences and understand how different learning patterns happen. So they would not be in teams with all American students or all Indian students. It would be a mixture of students. And they're accepted on a rolling basis, meaning that when we get a bunch of applications, we read them all. And within 10 days, we pick the best of those applications and accept those students, deny students, and waitlist students. Saban. That is our high school program that is currently running. So we have the middle school after school, the middle school summer, and then 2 sessions of high school programming. What the university is doing now is they're proposing or asking us to propose a year-round program, which will be virtual. The program will be totally online, so the student would not need to come to the university. And that's a plus and a minus, because they won't get that on-campus experience, but they will get the experience of learning from other students, learning from the faculty, and so on and so forth. To begin, what they're asking us to propose is 100 students, 250 student cohort, as we have in the high school summer, and 24 one-hour sessions. So it will run 12 weeks in the fall and 12 weeks in the spring, and they would get 24 one-hour sessions. And those sessions, which have not been decided, the times have not been decided, would either be 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 to 4:30, or on the weekends. At the end of the 12 weeks, both 12 weeks, there will be a competition. So at the end of the first 12 weeks, the competition will be based on the written business plan that they're doing. At the end of the second 12 week, their competition will be based on the prototype that they've developed of their product. Saban, I think we're running just a little bit behind, but I will move very quickly. As I was saying, the 2-semester model, so they will develop theory or learn theory in the first semester, and in the second semester, they will be using the Lean Launchpad and Agile business planning to actually do a prototype of their business. The curriculum will be updated based on what's being taught at Haas each year, trends that are at the university. The business model Lean Plan, the faculty will do discussions, and their discussions will be live and recorded. And then we will have industry guest speakers and TA chats. And when I talk about TA chats, we call it chats and not lectures or discussions, because these are students, undergrads and PhD, who are sharing their experience with them and helping them to understand. So we want it to be on the level of their peers more than a faculty member that's standing in front of them. So that's why they're called chats. Incentives for this program are the competitions. We're also developing a new entrepreneurship hub on the university campus, and it's going to be hosted by Haas. And that entrepreneurship hub will be doing research on entrepreneurship and being able to tell the college students how they can become entrepreneurs and developing their ideas. And we're hoping that our students will be able to take part in that hub. On-campus visits, a day at Haas with a faculty member, a letter of recommendation, internships, and alumni connection. Savon. The application will differ from the high school application in that we're asking them to give us previous work that they've done in their school versus answering an essay prompt. So everything there is pretty much the same as the high school with the exception of the previous work. Savon.
Okay, so just to go over some of the program fees. So all programs have the same fee for application, which is $75 United States dollar. Middle school after school totals tuition would be $1,542 USD. Middle school entrepreneurship summer would be $40.60, and then high school entrepreneurship summer would be $6,800. Year-round tuition is still to be determined since it's still in development, but once we get those numbers, we will update the PowerPoint. Okay, so I do want to take this time. I'm going to throw up our contact information in case we don't have time to answer your questions, but I do want to take a couple minutes just to see if there are any questions that Olive and I can answer about the program that we didn't cover within the PowerPoint.
Super. Thank you so much, first of all, Olive and Saman, for sharing that wonderful information. For closing, any final comments from you?
I just want to say thank you so much, Devesh, for giving us this opportunity. It's a great opportunity for your counselors, but it's also an opportunity for us to expose the program. And I really appreciate that and that you took the time to come out and do it. And thank you. And please don't hesitate to give me an email or Savon an email if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you.
Thank you.
And I always end my conversations, always with Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. All right, everyone. Have a great day and good night.
You.
Good day.
Good night.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.